Hello, welcome to Local Anaesthetic Podcast, the most trusted name in local news. My name is Alex, and joining us, as always, via Skype is Rob.
Hello, folks. How are we doing?
I don't know, we keep advertising Skype on this. I mean, via video calling is what I should say, really.
I don't think anyone's going out as a recommendation of this podcast and using the Skype service. They might be.
Well, that works really well. Other video conferencing applications are available, of course. And this is episode, you just told me, I've already forgotten, 283?
Yes, that's right.
Is it really? 283? Bloody hell. We're so not far from 300 now. And for the fastidious amongst you, we are recording on the 13th of August. And Rob, in only, my God, yes, that's right, 5 short days, it will be my birthday. It's a significant, I'm not going to say what it is. Well, no, I will. I'm going to be 40.
Hooray!
Which is insane. I mean, it literally feels like such an abstract number to me.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because I don't feel 42. If you told me I was just turning 30, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, 40 kind of doesn't, I don't know, it denotes middle age. I don't know why, but...
Well, because it is. But the other thing is that I don't look, I mean, let's be honest, I don't look 40, so that's the other slightly there's a bit of cognitive dissonance when I sort of look in the mirror, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah, I get that. But this is one thing I've always wondered. Is it because I've been told I don't look 35.
No, you don't.
And I've always wondered whether people are being polite, and actually I do look 35.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't look 35.
No. Oh, okay. Well, thank
you. But I mean, then you do meet some people who really do look their age. Or what I mean, there are people there was one person in particular I've met who I was told was sick. I think they were sick. Who looked 60 easily, easily, and they were actually 45. That was a man.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I think drink had a lot to do with that. I'll be honest.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Can I also say, Alex, I think we should issue an apology because I'm very conscious that we've only released 2 episodes in about 4 weeks. So I think we just need to.
But it is the summer. I mean.
It is, and I think obviously, holidays and it's just been it's been a very hectic few weeks, so we can only apologise for that. Yeah,
and we will try and endeavour to get them back to being weekly. Rob, have you got any news before we kick off? I've got so much to cover this week. I mean, I'm going to have to...
There is a few bits of news, unfortunately. Yeah. So first of all, we have to mention Face the Strange.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my dear Lord. Go on.
Now, it has been on the Facebook page for about a week now, but he basically did a stunning recreation of all the stories featured in the last episode.
But sort of an amalgamation into kind of one collage.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever seen the Twitter feed Cold War McFadden? I think it's Cold War Steve, that's what it's called.
I absolutely have, and it very much reminded me of that, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it is spectacular, and I think it's one of those that you really need to take time, sit down, and truly analyse it, because just the fine detail is stunning.
If we were to put together all of Face the Strange stuff, and hopefully he'll do some more, I mean, soon it'll be a nice art book, sort of art collector's book.
Well, this is what I said. I mean, I've got it. I've created a little album of all the pieces that he's created for us so far, and it is truly quite incredible. Also, just to say, I mean, he did ask whether we've ever considered doing our own merchandise. The question is, yes, we have.
Have we?
We're just worried. Well, we've discussed it sort of fleetingly in the past, but not in any serious venture, I suppose. Because I was looking through, and I'm going to give him a plug. He is on I should have really got the link to his products on there, but he's on a website called Redbubble. What I'll do is I'll post the link on the Facebook page, and you can go and see his merch, and you can buy pillowcases and phone covers and canvases, and so, you know, just as a way of a thank you, go and have a look at his stuff and maybe make a purchase.
Absolutely, yeah, go there and go crazy. Maybe we'll think about merchandise in the future. I have no idea, but I do like the idea. Maybe one day we'll have to talk to him about a team up of a local anaesthetic sort of collector's book with pictures of his art in it. Because the thing is that if you were to go through it, it really does give a very nice snapshot. I hope into our podcast. Sorry, I should finish my own sentences. I'd love to see him one day do one. There's got to be, a historical ones, because there's got to be an Alan Ames one in there, but there also has to be a Buddy and the cat I think. Sort of like a Turner and Hooch style movie poster, maybe.
Well, now you said it, I can imagine it might pop in my inbox in the coming months.
He's a busy man. I'm sure he's got his own ideas. Any other news?
Yeah. So, well,
Any other
quickly,
news,
there is an Alan Ames one he created some from years ago now. Anyway, so
yes, there is. But I more meant the arms being ripped off by a gorilla.
I see. Right, I'm with you.
Or him sleeping in the the van with the gun.
Yeah. The other news is just to say that we had an email from listener Ben, who is a long-time listener, but I think has only been contributing relatively recently.
So it's not Ben Halifax or Ben.
No, he's
different
Nottinghamshire. Ben, different Ben.
Where's he from? This Ben?
Nottinghamshire.
Oh, lovely. Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
So he writes, "Dear Rob and Alex, as of
sorry, Rob and Alex. Surely it should be Alex and Rob."
I mean, it is always Alex and Rob, but I quite like it. It's got a ring to it. Maybe we should use it more. So he writes, as per LA 162, you will be completing the St. Pancras to Disneyland Paris Blue Lagoon restaurant 300. Oh, God, yes.
Fuck, did we say on our 300th episode we were going to go to the Blue Lagoon, which is a restaurant on the Pirates of the Caribbean Euro Disney, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah. And as you said...
I think entrance to Euro Disney is quite expensive, isn't it?
It's not cheap, no. I'll tell you
what, Rob, let's see if we can find... There must be a Blue Lagoon restaurant somewhere in London. And if there is, we could do that. There has to be a Blue Lagoon. There has to be.
Well, I can't work out whether... So basically, to continue, it says the Blue Lagoon restaurant episode pub... We apparently... pod call, which I quite like the idea of a pod call, for a slap at fish supper. Thanks as always, Ben. And I don't know whether he's been himself or he's just found these images on Google. He's attached 2 photographs of the restaurant.
Brilliant. Can I just say, seem to be plenty of Blue Lagoons. Well, I found 3. I found a fish bar.
Okay.
Oh, no, the second one is the Blue Lagoon, as in the bean.
Right.
But there is another Blue Lagoon, which is an Indian restaurant, which appears to be in Wembley. But the Blue Lagoon fish bar is actually... oh, my God. It's quite different than the Pirates of the Caribbean experience. It's fish and chips, Rob. And it looks accessible. But look, we've got various ideas, haven't we? We will firm them up as we go on. Any other news, Rob?
Well, just to say, just to finish off that story, it does look worryingly like they've actually changed the name of the restaurant in Disneyland Paris as well. Apparently it's now called Captain Jack's, which I'm not happy with in the slightest.
Well, we can't go there then. I mean, there we go. Then that's off. As in, we could never have gone to Euroland Disney because it had to be called the Blue Lagoon, but we could find our own Blue Lagoon. And we create that magical night there you had, Rob.
Absolutely, yeah.
Minus the sex, if that was involved.
No, unfortunately not.
Any other news, Rob?
No, let's get on with the podcast.
Okay, listen, let's kick this off properly. I've got a brilliant story here that was submitted by my dad today.
Okay.
He will often send me a story and just say, good one for the podcast. And they always are. Very curiously, Rob, the link he sent me, which was to the Telegraph article, when I visited it, the article had already been deleted. So I put the headline into Google and searched for the story, and I found the local news version, way on the Bristol Live.
Hooray!
Visited the Bristol Live, also been deleted. But I have managed to track down the story.
Suspect.
The Independent have not deleted it yet. I don't know why. You can try and figure out why these various sites deleted it. This is a great story, Rob. Hot off the press. 2 hours ago, on the 13th of August. It's by Zamira Rahim. Parents bill RNLI for £7 Lilo after Coast Guard saved their child in £7,000 rescue mission from drifting out to sea. Now, that's quite a complicated headline. It will make sense as we get into it.
It does make sense. I was just shocked because...
Oh, right.
I mean, how ungrateful can you possibly be?
Well, the parents of a child rescued from the sea by the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, Coast Guards, have sent the organisation a £7 bill for a destroyed inflatable Lilo. Can I just say, a £7 bill for a destroyed inflatable Lilo is a very good episode title. In fact, absolutely. I really like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Rescuers scrambled a helicopter off Porthleven, is that right?
Porthleven, yeah, in North Wales.
No, Cornwall.
No, I'm thinking somewhere else.
Ah, your geography's shit now.
Damn it.
The bugs passed on. After the girl drifted out to sea, a crew member jumped into the water and saved the child. Both were winched to safety. But the Lilo was left in the water, and the girl's parents, this is unbelievable, later sent the Airline team a £7 bill for its cost.
This has to be a made-up story. Surely no one in their right mind would do that.
As I say, it's been reported in numerous places. And when it's not made up, I'll tell you why it's not made up. Because the commanding officer who received the request to pay the invoice for the £7 cost of the Lilo wrote back to them.
To say, go fuck yourselves.
He says, I'll be happy to pay your invoice on receipt of payment for the helicopter rescue, which is £7,000.
Yep, absolutely.
No.
Do you know what? That man deserves a round of applause.
No response was received. The Maritime and Coast Guard Agency urged the public not to use inflatable Lilos in the sea. So just be aware of that, Rob. Keep your floating friends for the pool. I don't know if they're talking about turds
or sex dolls.
Eh?
What? Nothing? No.
Floating friends?
Yeah, sex dolls.
Oh, right.
We've all seen them, Alex.
Yeah, all right. They can also pose a danger when up against strong currents and wind, sweeping you out to sea. So, there you go. I don't know if I can read this story. I kind of feel like I've got to. I couldn't find the local version. I kind of feel I've got to. I mean, look, it's tragic in many ways, but even this man, I believe, must see the slightly comical side of it.
Okay.
This is from The Mirror by Chris Kitching, the 10th of August 2019. Brit in hospital for 2 weeks with a painful erection that won't go away.
Okay.
Right. A British jazz singer, he's called Danny Polaris. Don't know if that's his actual name.
What's a name?
I know. He's a British jazz singer. He's been in hospital with a painful, life-threatening erection for 2 weeks after a late-night hookup went badly wrong. So basically, he injected an unprescribed erection-enhancing drug into his penis before having sex.
Right.
But has now been told there's possibility of amputation.
I mean, there's something about I mean, first of all, I understand that if you were impotent, then you'd do anything to try and maintain an erection. But there's something about...
Well, I don't know if he was impotent. I think it was an enhancer.
Oh, so what? So...
It says it's an erection-enhancing drug. I mean, maybe you're right.
But the thought of just injecting your own penis with... I mean, does it say what this stuff was? I mean, was it like Tipex?
I think we get into it. By the way, just to let you know what the state of this man is currently, medics have tried pushing a 7-inch plastic nail down his urethra without anaesthetic and jabbing needles into his penis to withdraw blood, but those excruciating methods haven't helped. Is this an April Fool's?
Sorry, inserting a nail into his urethra?
Plastic nail, yeah.
Sorry, what?
To withdraw blood, to get the erection to go down, Rob. It won't go. Right, listen, you've got to understand this story.
But the blood doesn't come out of there.
I want you to understand the science of this. Mr. Polaris, who is...
I'm just going to get this house on now. Just nail it into your cock, all right?
Jabbing needles into his penis. Mr. Polaris, who is gay, had initially put off seeking medical help and instead went to Berlin Pride with a wine cooler wrapped around his erect penis the next day.
Sorry. Okay. Right.
Right?
This is bizarre.
He's a freelance sex columnist and jazz singer who is from Swansea and lives in the German capital. And he told Pink...
Sorry, hang on. He's a freelance sex columnist?
Yes.
Okay. Continue.
He told Pink News, I met a nurse who I went home with and ended up injecting an erection enhancer into my cock. I thought, why not? What could possibly go wrong? It's one of the worst decisions of my life. He may never have a natural erection again and he fears he'll never be able to have sex again. At one point, he contacted his parents in Britain and told them to get passports in case he was on his deathbed and they had to fly to Berlin to say goodbye. Mr. Polaris, a performance artist, so now he's got a third job. I just don't get this story at all. I don't get the journalism in it.
No.
Who is in an open relationship, met the nurse at a club and said he had already taken Viagra when an unprescribed enhancer was injected into his penis. So he had the enhancer on top of the Viagra. The Brit said the man was keen to give him the injection and he allowed him to do it because he assumed he knew what the man was doing. Never assume that anybody knows what they're doing. We're being run as a country by Boris Johnson and you're letting some guy inject an unknown substance into your dick on the assumption that he knows what he's doing. By the way, that has nothing to do with Boris Johnson. I want to make that absolutely clear.
No comment on my part.
Anyway, so his penis, Rob, was still erect when he woke up the next morning on July 27th, a Saturday. But instead of going to the hospital, he went to Berlin Pride with my flatmate's wine cooler wrapped around my penis and shoved down my shorts. I don't even know how that works. How the fuck do you fit a wine cooler down your shorts?
Alex, this is bizarre. This man is unhinged.
Well, I've got pictures of him looking very happy in the hospital.
Oh my god! I thought you were about to say I've got a picture of his cock.
He looks like a sort of slightly down on his luck version of a young Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's the best way I can put it.
Strange. Okay.
So the Ewan McGregor version. So he sought advice from a doctor who said it was fine and to wait until Monday morning before seeking medical help, but his penis was still erect the day after he attended Pride and he was in horrific pain when he woke up at 5 a.m. Miss Polaris told GCN he contacted the man who gave him the drug and was told to use ketamine, but things got worse. By 3 p.m. on July 28th, he was barely able to walk and felt like his penis was going to burst. He was rushed to a hospital in an ambulance while screaming in pain, and doctors diagnosed him with a prapism, which is a long-lasting painful erection that can cause permanent damage to the penis if not treated quickly. The treatment to reduce the swelling, Rob, has been just as excruciating, although none of it has worked. And as you know, that has involved jabbing needles into his penis 5 times to take out blood and trying to push a 7-inch plastic nail down his urethra without anaesthetic. Which is presumably to try and shock the penis into going limp again. I don't know.
That's the only thing I can think that must be the end goal.
This is really people who don't know what to do, Rob. Shove a nail down it.
But also, this man should have known what he was doing. If he was a sex colonist and had already taken Viagra, which apparently he hadn't waited long enough for it to kick in, then this is his own fault. I've got no sympathy for this man.
Mr. Polaris told Pink News the pain for the latter treatment was a 10 on the pain scale. He lost so much blood he required a transfusion, Rob.
He lost so much... Sorry, where was he bleeding from?
Well, I think from his penis.
From the nails in his penis, yeah.
Surgeons have even performed an emergency operation to take a vein out of his upper thigh and connect it to the base of his penis in a desperate bid to draw blood away. This story is unbelievable, and I'm watching you, Rob, 2 men here. We are both wincing hearing this story, right?
Yeah.
Normally, Rob, let me tell you, normally a priapism, if you ever get one, which is a very long-lasting painful erection, it may get better on its own within 1 to 2 hours, but if it lasts longer than that, you should call 999 or go to A&E immediately. An erection that lasts this long needs to be treated in hospital. To reduce the erection, the NHS says, you can try peeing, having a warm bath or shower, drinking lots of water, going for a gentle walk, exercising, or taking paracetamol.
Good to know.
But ice packs or cold water will make things worse. Don't try and have sex or masturbate because it won't make the erection go away. Drinking or smoking will also make things worse.
How bizarre.
I was telling you about how they took a vein out of his upper thigh and connected it to the base of his penis. Well, Rob, it worked, but within half an hour he was erect again. He was told at one point by the doctors that they might have to amputate it. They have inserted a drain to remove blood and hooked him up to a blood thinner machine to get rid of the erection. He doesn't know when it will finally go down, but he faces a lengthy recovery. And he has set up a GoFundMe. His friends have set up a GoFundMe and Facebook page to help cover the costs that he'll face while in hospital. So far, they've raised $2,000, and the GoFundMe page says that his situation is potentially life-threatening. But says he's being brave, focused, and is a survivor. But however positive he's trying to be, he's also traumatised and often crying with extreme stress and anxiety. Rob, you seem to be hiding behind your laptop. I can't see you anymore.
Oh, sorry, Alex. I was just moving my laptop forward. I
still can't see you.
There we are. I'll move around.
Horrific.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am amazed how positive this guy looks in the pictures. He looks like a man in intense pain, really trying to be chipper. And I would urge anybody who, just got that, look, guys, imagine any of us were in this situation. Go and Sorry. Go and visit this guy's GoFundMe page and contribute. Sorry, Rob, I just read another
No,
headline.
Alex, hang on. I do not want people to be contributing towards this man. If you want to contribute towards this podcast.
Rob, a bit of Christian compassion here. I just saw another headline. Circular saw used to free boy's penis from toilet pipe.
Sorry, Alex, what website are you on?
The Mirror.
Wow. Suddenly it all makes sense.
I think one more story, Rob. And this is not long. And it's not really a story, it's more of an opinion piece from the Daily Mail, would you believe? But it's actually well worth a read, because you will know, Rob, and all of our long-time listeners will know, that we have long had a tradition of featuring stories about emotional support animals.
Yes, of course, yeah. There's been many featured on the podcast.
And I just thought this was great, Rob. Again, actually, my dad alerted me to this. It's by Craig Brown, and I am sorry that I'm reading from the Daily Mail, but take a pig on a plane, it would hog the nibbles. Those who are already nervous about flying now face further peril. A couple of weeks ago, an attendant on an American Airlines flight between Dallas and North Carolina was reaching for a passenger's sick bag when he was bitten on his left hand by the passenger's dog. The attendant's bleeding hand required 5 stitches. The assailant was described as an emotional support dog. At first, I took this to mean that the support dog had become emotional. Whatever. But I picked up the wrong end of the stick. By emotional support dog, the reporter meant the dog was employed to provide emotional support. It has emerged that American Airlines has recently tightened up its regulations on the range of animals it will allow on board for emotional support. To accompany those passengers of a nervous disposition, Rob, it has cut down its criteria. You are now only allowed 3 animals as an emotional support animal. Go. What do you think they are?
Dog.
Yes.
Cat.
Yes.
Pig.
No, Rob. You are only now allowed, I kid you not, a cat, a dog, or a miniature horse. This is on the American Airlines website. Rob, are we living in a parallel dimension, Rob? What's happening?
I mean, to be honest, Alex, I must admit that I hate to say this, I can kind of see the logic behind a miniature horse.
You're an idiot.
Because no, think about it. If there was a third animal that isn't a cat or a dog, what animal do you want on a plane?
Well,
exactly.
A
You
rabbit.
want a miniature
Or a gerbil, something to pet.
No, they're
Miniature horse? You can't have a miniature horse on a plane?
Of course you can. The kids will be delighted.
Okay, Rob, you got a story for us there.
Yeah, now, I heard about this story on a podcast, and I desperately tried to look for a local news version of this story. However, the source material may be somewhat suspect, so it's unlikely. I mean, surprisingly, that local news haven't covered it. So, unfortunately, this is coming from the Daily Star.
Brilliant. Rob, is that the first time we've ever featured the Daily Star?
To the best of my knowledge, yes. I can't remember any other time that it's been featured.
Rob, this isn't going to be the first ever episode where we have no stories from local news outlets, is it?
My next story is from a local news outlet.
Well done,
the
Rob.
US.
I mean, I tried, but yeah, go on.
Yeah. So this is from the 27th of July. The original journalist was Brenda McFadden. And the headline. Are you ready for this, Alex?
I am all ears.
Stonehenge made from giant's body parts and is proof of biblical colossus.
Right, but they're stones. I mean, that much is obvious.
No, body parts.
Yeah, but
according
are they
to this
saying
man.
that this giant had stone body parts? Or have they fossilised over...
Well, yeah.
Okay.
The origins of Stonehenge have baffled historians for generations. Archaeologists believe the stone structure was constructed from 3000 BC to 2000 BC. But now a researcher claims the huge stones are made from giants' body parts.
Rob, is this researcher John Mooner of UFO fame?
No. That's very negative,
Is
Alex.
it his brother?
I'm sure he's probably related in some way.
Okay.
Roger Spur, 70, believes that the stones are the bones of a giant, which are referred to in the Bible in the Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish religious text. According to the Enoch text, God created a flood around 4,300 years ago to destroy the sons of God, who become wicked and corrupt. The flood is said to have destroyed everyone on Earth apart from Noah and those on the ark. So obviously we know about that. That's
and the giants are the giants are actually mentioned in Genesis as well. By the way, it's not only the Book of Enoch; they are mentioned in Genesis.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
the throwaway line, it just says there were giants at those times.
Oh, so there are.
Doesn't elaborate.
But at the same time, again,
a giant might have meant something different. Giant might have meant, But anyway, I'm intrigued to hear this.
But more again, as I said, giving more credence this researcher's story. The sons of God are described as angels who mated with daughters of men and were known as
Nephilim.
Nephilim, thank you.
I know all about this. I've got the Book of Enoch.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But I don't believe that Stonehenge are the bones of a giant.
Well, give it time and you might.
Oh, right, okay.
Mr. Spurs made an extraordinary claim that salt water in the flood mixed with mud to perfectly preserve the bodies of giants, which were human-like creatures up to 2.5 miles tall.
That's fucking enormous.
Yeah,
2.5 miles? That's bigger than a fucking transformer. And they're not even real.
Well, I mean, you could possibly say the same about this. He has studied the rocks around the world, which he claims are formed from the bones of giants. He described these preserved bones as mud fossils and has claimed many rocks and boulders are actually the remains of giants.
Sorry, Rob, I'm a bit confused. Why haven't I read, why haven't I read about such an important discovery in The Guardian? Or
because you're looking in the wrong places, Alex.
Oh, right. Sorry.
If you go on YouTube, it's all there.
Ah, yeah.
So, in a YouTube video, he describes how one stone at the ancient monument called the Heel Stone is actually a giant's foot. Mr. Spur, who lives in Connecticut in the US, claims holes in the stones are the exact same places the arteries of a human foot are located. He also thinks the stone is exactly the same size as a human foot. But obviously, on a giant
scale.
Yeah. Any comments?
Well, all I'll say is, people mocked Galileo, I'm sure, didn't they?
Exactly. Yeah.
Newton. So no, but what I'm saying is, what if he turns out to be right?
Well, exactly. So Mr. Spur added that there are areas of the stone with discoloration. Sorry, there are areas of the stone with discoloration in the stone, which is in fact dried blood. He said the hemoglobin found in red blood cells becomes locked with the flesh, and the mud solidifies and dries the blood.
So why are the stones all placed in those positions then? Does he mention that? No,
he doesn't.
So presumably now, archaeologists are on the hunt for giant pairs of shoes or trainers, Rob.
Absolutely,
because the giant would have had to have wear some sort of sandals, maybe.
Yeah. So Mr. Spur, who was a retired former software engineer, said he approached Stonehenge with his research and was told never to contact them again.
Do you think Stonehenge have a standard threatening letter they send out?
I mean, I don't think they need to in regards to this guy.
No, I think they have a standard threatening letter they send out to kooks and people who come up with weird ideas.
Yeah, that's quite possible. So Mr. Spur shares his research on giants on his Mud Fossil University Facebook page. So if anyone is interested in his theories, go to his Mud Fossil University Facebook page. And Stonehenge told the Daily Star Online they were unable to comment on Mr. Spur's research.
Oh, well,
Which again might give credence to his story. Who knows, Alex?
Cover up, Rob.
Getting too close to the truth. So my next story is from it was originally from the 15th of July, but it was updated on the 26th of July. It's by Steve Jefferson. And again, I tried to find the local news version of this story. So now, unfortunately, the update gives the story away. So,
well, don't read it then.
Okay, I'll start with the original story text. So, a customer at a local McDonald's restaurant is looking for answers after finding someone may have already helped themselves to his sandwich.
Rob, you know that this is going to hit a personal nerve for me, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, Rob, Rob, for anybody who doesn't know this, Rob and I used to work together in the same team.
Oh God, yes, the sandwich.
Were you there when that happened, or was it Chris?
No, it was me. The sandwich and the note, and then the pound coin.
So basically, I bought myself. I was organised and already pre-bought my lunch on the way to work, which was a delicious tuna sandwich. I do like a nice tuna sandwich for lunch, which I put in the fridge because it was going to be some hours before I was going to eat it. You know, I got into work at 9 or whatever. Probably going to have it about 1 o'clock. And you know, Rob, when you're hungry, and I'm so happy I didn't have to go out for lunch. I had my bag of crisps already. I had my sort of drink. Went to the fridge to get... I still can't believe this. I'm still angry, Rob.
I don't blame you.
I went to the fridge and opened the fridge. And inside the fridge, I was looking around amongst everybody else's food, was my sandwich. But it was the sandwich box empty. No sandwich inside. And all that was inside there was a pound coin and a note that I still remember to this day that said, "Sorry I ate your sandwich, here's £1 for it." Now, the "sorry I ate your sandwich" suggests somehow it happened by accident. This is not happened by accident. Somebody saw that, thought, "I'm hungry, I'll eat it." And even though the price was on the packet, £2.75, left £1 inside. This, Rob, was symptomatic of society breaking down.
Absolutely, Alex. And I mean, that was many years ago. I mean, maybe that was the catalyst. Who knows? Who can say?
So now this will obviously add to that historical fury I have. But let me hear about what happened to this poor McDonald's patron.
I'm worried now because there's a lot of parallels with your story.
Maybe it's the same sandwich thief.
Possibly. I mean, this was in the States. That's unlikely. Oh, yeah, by the way, so this is... I didn't say
can I just ask, because I never have asked. It's always been on my mind, but was it you?
No, it wasn't, Alex. I can say with a clear conscience it was not me. Because I would have left a pound coin afterwards.
No.
Yeah, I didn't say at the beginning of the story. This is from the WTHR.com website, if anyone cares. So the customer, DJ, is a regular at the McDonald's on West Morris Street and Holt Road.
Where's this?
This is in Marion County, which is... Where the fuck is Marion County? Indianapolis.
Oh, right, because the road name you read out sounded very British.
It does, yeah. West Morris Street. You can kind of imagine, especially Holt Road.
I thought this was somewhere up in, like Gloucester or somewhere.
Yeah, I can believe that. He ordered a chicken McSandwich, fries and cookies, but suspects someone took a bite from the sandwich before he completed the sale. He found the evidence when he opened his order when he got to work. I started to warm up my McSandwich and noticed several bites.
Sorry, what did he buy?
He bought a chicken McSandwich.
What the fuck? Sainsbury's do sandwiches now.
Oh, sorry, a McChicken sandwich. That's what I meant to say.
Which is
it's a chicken. I think it's a chicken burger.
It's a chicken burger.
Yeah, it must be.
But if I'm going to get a McDonald's, which I do occasionally, you've got to eat it there and then. You can't be carrying it to... Does he say he warmed it up?
Yeah, he put it into the fridge.
Fridge?
Yeah, he took it back. I don't think he was ready for it, and then stuck it in the fridge at work, and then was going to eat it later.
And then warmed it up in the microwave?
Yeah.
Look, mate, if you're going to have a McDonald's, you've got to eat it straight away. There is no way that thing is going to be nice, chilled, and then warmed up. Can you imagine taking McDonald's fries and then sticking them in the microwave?
I made this mistake this weekend. So McDonald's, as one of their new marketing drivers, have released a double quarter pound cheeseburger.
Yes, it looks good.
Oh my God, it wasn't.
Why?
Because we had one at the weekend. It was so greasy, and I'm not a massive fan of McDonald's at the best of times, but I have to say I've been having their signature range. The signature range are really nice burgers. And then compared to this, it was just...
Really?
Oh God, it was horrible.
Because whenever I've got a Big Mac, it's been perfect every time over the last year. Immaculate. Presented,
glad
taste, everything. In fact, it's making me hungry. Anyway, let's hear about this man's unfortunate story with his McChicken sandwich.
Okay. So I started to warm up my McChicken and noticed several small bites.
Can I just say I started to warm up my McChicken really sounds like some kind of depraved euphemism.
Yeah, he was sticking his dick in the toaster.
No, I think it's slang for masturbation. Just going to go warm up the McChicken.
Yep, yeah, I can see that. And as you said, I know I didn't eat it, and there's no one else around. So I said, you know what?
Can I just say I love I know I didn't eat it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant quote. Yeah, I know I didn't eat it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't me. I'm going to McDonald's to see if they can get this taken care of.
Sorry, I missed the last line of what you said. So he says, I'm pretty sure, I know I didn't eat it.
No one else was around. I said, as in he said to himself for some reason, you know what? I'm going to McDonald's to see if they can get it taken care of. Said DJ, a local law enforcement officer.
Was the burger gone, or did you just have a bite taken?
No, he just had a few bites taken out of it.
This was at work?
Yes, this was at work. So yeah, he's taken the McChicken out of the fridge or wherever he was keeping it, stuck it in, I'm assuming, a microwave, but then before he had the chance to do that. Yeah.
So he's so trusting of his colleagues at work that he assumes that this must have happened at McDonald's when they made the order.
Yeah, he was saying there's no one else there, so he's decided he's going to go down to McDonald's and get this taken care of. He is a local law enforcement officer, just to say.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. I went to McDonald's and talked to the supervisor. She offered me some free food, but I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to find out who the person was and were they dealing with that person in an appropriate way. I don't know what appropriate way.
I've got an image of him really going in there all hard. Like just barging into the kitchens, like ramming people up against the walls.
Oh, absolutely. Because I can imagine he is a small town enforcement officer. This has been the only thing that's happened today.
But also the anger over many years has been brewing.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been waiting for someone to slight him. Then this is
a falling down moment, which I believe
exactly that.
Isn't his breaking point also in a burger joint? I believe.
I could. Oh, God, it is. Yes, you're absolutely right. I can imagine he just smashes through the front doors in his squad car, pulls out an automatic shotgun and just starts making these wild accusations against staff members. Terrified staff members.
Yeah.
The restaurant confirmed they are aware of Mr. DJ... the restaurant confirmed they are aware of DJ's complaint. DJ is the man. Managers reportedly told him they would check the schedule to see who's on the food line when he placed his order. A representative of McDonald's told Eyewitness News that the incident was an isolated situation, but promised to get to the bottom of it.
Rob, have you noticed? I mean, I'm sure you have, but Ronald McDonald is now completely disappeared off the face of the earth, hasn't he?
Yeah, and rightly so.
No, but what happened was, if you remember, there was a few years ago, there was this whole spate of clown things being scary. Incidents of people dressing up as clowns, frightening people, and that was when McDonald's decided, they said, temporarily to withdraw Ronald McDonald. But I reckon what happened was, like, after about 6 months, the marketing team, and they got out some stuff, some pictures of him, and they said, right, so we're going to bring Ronald back. And everybody probably looked at him and went, nah, it's a bit weird, actually.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
It's really weird. Because you just think, you know, I can't say.
I know what you want to say, but I know you're not saying.
Yeah. So I don't think he's going to come back, and I think that's for the best, to be honest.
Alex, anyway, this is not the end of the story. I need to give you the update.
All right.
Okay. So update. The Marion County Sheriff's Office looked into the investigation and concluded the police officer forgot he took a bite from the sandwich.
What?
They released a statement. Do you want to hear the statement?
Yes.
Last week, a Marion County Sheriff's Officer employee purchased a McChicken sandwich from McDonald's located at 3823.
Sorry, they issued a statement.
Alex, like I said, there's not a lot going on in this place.
Okay, go on.
West Morris Street, Indianapolis. The employee took a bite out of the sandwich upon starting a shift at the Marion County Jail, then placed it in the refrigerator in the break room. He returned nearly 7 hours later, having forgot that he had previously bitten into the sandwich. He wrongly concluded that McDonald's restaurant employee had tampered with his food because he was a law enforcement officer. Our partners at McDonald's have been helpful and have assisted in the MC, so the Marion County Sheriff's Office's investigation into what transpired with our employee. The investigation has determined that the McDonald's restaurant staff in no way tampered with the employee's food. He has since formally apologised to McDonald's. We recognise that McDonald's is a valued civic partner, and any insinuation in a private or in the media to the contrary is unfounded.
Okay, the McDonald's legal team got on this, didn't they?
Absolutely, they did.
I love how they call them. What did they call them? A valued civic partner.
A valued civic partner. Absolutely.
Are they? Of course they are. Of course they are. Rob, this story. What I want to know is what kind of investigation took place. Look, I don't understand how any of this makes sense. At what point does he one day wake up and go, oh shit, I ate that burger. It was me that had a bite.
Who knows?
That's not what's happened. What's happened is he's gone down there, he's gone in heavy, like you said.
Yep.
He's probably tweeted something out.
Yep.
McDonald's legal team have got on all over it. And then, internal affairs have got involved within his police department.
Yeah.
And now the cover-up has come on and so basically he's had to come out and go, yeah, I forgot that I bit that sandwich.
I like to think, because it says that he started a shift at Marion County Jail, and let's face it, there's a good chance the whole of that jail is under CCTV. I think they reviewed the footage and actually managed to capture him in the act.
No. I think somebody from McDonald's definitely had a bite of his sandwich, but McDonald's legal team went in hard, and he's had to be the patsy and take the flak and go, I forgot. Who forgets they take a bite of a it's not a sandwich.
I mean, there was 7 hours between him buying...
Yeah, that's why I can't understand why he didn't think it was somebody from his own police department. I mean, he sounds like not the most likeable chap.
But also, I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't say when he bought the burger, but it said they bought it at the start of the shift. Surely you can't buy a burger if it's first thing in the morning.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I don't think McDonald's ain't going to turn you away.
Good point, yeah.
Can I just say that, look, through all this story, all the murky details, the thing which stands out most to me is who buys a burger and leaves it in a fridge for 7 hours and then heats it up afterwards from McDonald's.
I completely agree.
Okay, Rob, it is time for our listener story of the week. Who's it from?
So again, it's from Ben from Nottinghamshire. So he's after submitting the pictures of the now renamed Captain Jack restaurant, he also submitted a story from Vancouver.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, you've just been in Canada, Rob. I mean, you weren't anywhere near Vancouver, but I have been to Vancouver. It's very nice.
Yeah, I've always heard this, actually. So this is from CTV News, which covers Vancouver Island.
Vancouver Island. Sounds a bit like the Blue Lagoon. Sounds very sort of... it's got a certain frisson to it that makes me want to sort of go there.
Yeah, there's an allure there, isn't there? It conjures up this quite very scenic place.
I imagine a film, Vancouver Island, where something's gone horribly wrong, Jurassic Park style.
Yeah, I can imagine there's a serial killer on the loose, and he's slowly picking off the residents of the town.
Okay, that's your fantasy.
Okay, so headline. BC woman, so British Columbia woman, scares off cougar by playing Metallica song.
We have so many of these stories. We've had people beating up beavers and strangling rats or whatever it is, but frightening away cougar with a Metallica song.
Yeah, it's quite a feat. So the story is by Andy Garland, and it's from the 2nd of August. If you're cougar, don't tread on Denise Gallant. Again, good name, Denise Gallant. I like that.
Well, yeah, because brilliant name.
Very fitting name. Metallica song proved to be the right deterrent for the Vancouver Island woman when she was stalked by a big cat late last month. Gallant, Chemainus, I think that's how you pronounce that. A Chemainus resident was out for a walk with her husky Murphy on a lodging road south of Duncan when she felt something was following them.
Well, can I just say already, the main detail that comes out of this for me is that she had a husky with her. And now this husky obviously didn't do much, did it? It cowered behind her in fear.
I imagine the husky was really trying to go for it, and I think she was just holding the husky back. She's like, I'll do all this.
No, I think the husky scarpered, mate.
Maybe, yeah. When I look over my right shoulder, there he was, said Gallant, the cougar. Then she began to record the encounter on her phone. Gallant could be heard in the video yelling, "Get out of here! Go on, get bad kitty!"
Shout bad kitty at a cougar.
Oh yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, it does look like to be fair to her, it does look like a 4-size cougar. It's quite some way away, although it doesn't appear to be making any sort of real attempt to approach her. So, I mean, there's a good possibility it may have actually been afraid of the husky. I mean, these are big dogs.
So it wasn't attacking her then?
Well, to be fair to it doesn't actually say... She said it was stalking her.
Well, look, I've got stories here. Woman who fended off cougar attack.
Yeah, I think attack is pushing it. Anyway, to carry on the story, So after she shouted, "Go on, get bad kitty," she said that didn't work and the cat kept stalking her. So that's when she turned to heavy metal. I went through my iTunes and thought, what's the loudest, most impactful song I can get? She found her favourite band Metallica's Don't Tread On Me and blasted it at full volume.
Don't tread on me.
Brilliant. Apparently the cougar was not a heavy metal fan and took off as soon as the song started playing. The first 3 or 4 notes of the intro, he was just gone, she said. Since posting the video of the encounter last week, Gallant said her phone has been ringing off the hook. She's now doing media interviews with outlets from around the world. Gallant even said she spoke with Metallica's liaison Friday morning and was told the band will be reaching out to her in the near future. She said she would love to thank the band for saving her life.
Rob, if you're not sure what to do when faced with a cougar, here is what you should do. Okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
Keep calm, Rob. Make yourself look as large as possible.
Right.
So, no holding in that gut. Let it all hang out.
Okay. Oh, thank God for that.
Back away slowly while keeping the cougar in view.
Okay.
Never run, Rob, or turn your back. Do not make any sudden movements. And if you notice a cougar is watching you, maintain eye contact with them. Speak in a loud and firm voice, I don't say about what, and make loud noises. Like, yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay, well, that's good to know, especially, as we're in the UK and there's a distinct lack of cougars. But for our Canadian listeners, I'm sure could prove to be vital.
Yeah, but you say that, Rob, but yet we know that in the UK, nearly around every street corner, there are lurking big cats.
Well,
because so many people have spotted them, Rob. They can't all be wrong.
Yes, but when we say big cats, we mean just fat cats.
On that, Rob, I'll never get the chance to mention it. I am deeply concerned that the Croydon cat killer, Rob, has made its way to Japan. I kid you not, because The Guardian reported on the 8th of August that basically authorities on a remote island in Japan where there are more cats than people. Yes, you heard that right. It's called Cat Island.
I've read this story. Yeah.
There's a dramatic drop in its population of cats. Animal welfare groups have voiced concern that foul play is responsible after the number of cats on Umeshima, an island of 30 people, about 10 kilometres off the southwestern city of Kitakyushu, fell from 90 to 2014 to just 30 this year. And they fear the cats are being poisoned after they found slices of fish laced with a mysterious blue substance in multiple locations. The Croydon cat killer, Rob, has gone global like we always said he or she would. I hope Snarl are onto this.
Yeah. I mean, we always knew that would happen, but I don't like what you're doing. I mean, the listener story comes at the end of the episode. I don't like the way you're sorting.
It really wasn't a news story, Rob. It was an aside. I'm allowed to do an aside. Listen, Rob.
Okay.
We have to bring this episode of LA Podcast to a close. We can be found on our... What do I say? We look forward with a mixture of eager anticipation yet trepidation to our next episode, which will be 284.
4. Yep.
As we move ever more forward, Rob, like a
man...
buying a McChicken sandwich.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Getting it out of a fridge 7 hours later, only to find a bite has been taken out of it. Storming all guns blazing into a local McDonald's, making wild accusations against staff, and only later, after legal pressure, being forced to back down and admit that actually he bit a bite out of that McChicken sandwich, but just forgot. Just like that, we move ever more. I reckon Ronald McDonald paid him a visit.
In the night, do you think? Maybe just climbed through his window and made some threatening allegations? Allegedly, obviously.
Brought him a milkshake, Rob. That's not a euphemism.
God.
Now, Rob, we can be found on our website, lapodcast.net. From there, you can download all of the previous episodes. If you like this show, if you want to support us, there's a PayPal button in the top right-hand corner of that website. You can leave us a tip or a monthly rolling donation, however you want to contribute to us. That would be great. But also, if you want to just contribute to us sort of in a different way, just leave us a review. Isn't that right, Rob? Wherever you get the podcast from, reviews really help us. Hit subscribe. We're on Twitter @LAPodcast. Facebook, facebook.com/LA Podcast. yeah, you know it all by now, Rob. You want to submit us a story, send it to lapodcast.net@gmail.com, lapodcast.net@gmail.com, or post it on Facebook or submit it on Twitter. Right, quick, Rob. I don't even actually know if we're going to have the time to do this, but let's try. We're going to spell out the word anaesthetic, because that is the name of this podcast, local anaesthetic. It's a tricky word to spell.
Right,
English
okay.
spelling is quite unusual. What's the theme, Rob? That we're going to spell
things you packed to go on holiday.
Oh, okay.
A.
I will begin. A. Anusol, just in case those pals with their ugly head.
Oh my god. Okay. N. A nightcap to wear on the plane.
You're an idiot. Nightcap. Ant spray.
Yeah, that's fair enough. E. You'd always pack a pair of earmuffs to wear on the plane.
Earplugs, surely.
Oh, that's from that's better.
Shower gel.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. T. You want to make sure women out there to pack some tights if you're going out for a nice meal in the evenings, and it might be slightly colder.
That sounded so weird. I don't know why. Hat. Any kind of hat you choose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So E, you need to pack if you're partially sighted or long sighted, you need some eyeglasses.
Absolutely. Turmeric. Turmeric is an ancient Indian. Yeah, is an ancient Indian herb which is helpful if you get gastrointestinal issues while you're away, Rob.
Okay. Yeah. So you might need some ice to put in your drinks because it could be quite hot where you're going. So make sure you get that ice in the suitcase in some sort of cooler bag.
Yeah. And C, crab meat. A nice tin of crab meat, Rob, for that long plane journey when you're a bit peckish. Peel open a tin of crab meat, John's West crab meat, and eat it.
Yeah, absolutely. A delicious snack.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah, and because they're quite small, they're very handy, very pocketable. You can
take a few.
Try it just going to work or on the tube. That, everybody, is how you spell anaesthetic if you've managed to follow that thread. Thank you for listening, everybody. We will be back in a week's time. Is that a promise, Rob? Yes, it's a promise.
Yes, it is.
Okay, God bless.
And keep it local.